just arrived to LKQ, going to pick up another motor, and we're gonna throw it in before Branson. I'm not gonna do gallery gaskets, or I'm gonna build a short block TSS, so we'll do that. In the meantime, get this new motor put in. I've got 2 weeks or so. What is up? So we are back again a year later with a blown motor again, unfortunately. But now we have the motor. It's got 114,000 miles on it. Not the best, but we're gonna throw it in and just run low boost, low whatever. I'm gonna tell admin to turn it down so it's a little bit more reliable while I get my new motor built. I went to RB Adrenaline's factory and got a upper oil pan because the motor I got is for all-wheel drive. And then I got another stock block that I'm gonna be sending out to CSS and get that motor built. So we'll just go from there. I got this fancy little engine puller thing. Paid way too much for it, but it is coming in handy. All right, we got the supercharger off, and then we just got the intake manifold off. So I'm gonna take the bracket off of the new motor, put it on this one, and then start undoing the whole wiring harness. And I think that's pretty much it, other than the transmission. So the transmission will have to come out. It's probably gonna be the hardest part, getting to all the bolts all around it. So we'll get the wiring harness off and the fuel lines, and then we'll go to the transmission. All right, we got the wiring harness all out. The starter gave me a little bit of troubles. The nut that goes straight to it just sits there and spins. So I had to do the other one, which was still a pain in the ass, but now we're gonna take out the headers from the test pipes and then the transmission bolts. And then I think we're ready to pull. There's some other little stuff like power steering, but that's all pretty easy. So we'll do the transmission, power steering, and then get the hood out of the way, and it's gonna come right out.
Hey guys!
fucking later, Stinky. There it is, in all of its glory. It's still on. Little hole here, all the way throughout. Well, the motor is out. Didn't go as smooth as I wanted it to, but we got it out. I had to take out the core support and the intercooler and all that stuff, so kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Makes it easier in the long run. So got it all out. The motor is out. Now I have to transfer all of the accessories and the headers, the motor mounts, and all that fun stuff. Got to take the clutch off. Got to take the flywheel off of the other motor, and then swap out the injectors, fuel rail, spark plugs have to come out. I'm gonna clean up the engine bay because there's oil everywhere. So we'll start swapping all that stuff over, and then I guess just go from there. Well, I pulled the oil pan to swap over the upper oil pans, and there was a gallery gasket in it. So here we are 10, maybe 20 minutes later with a bunch of coolant and oil on the ground, and I pulled the front cover, and there it is. The gasket is basically gone, and I guarantee you this screw is loose. So now I get to have the fun of doing the timing.
Bro. Not even hand tight. That one's tight. Really tight.
Middle, just try all of them. Tight.
Yep. Oh my goodness. This one's definitely loose. Oh yeah, look at that. Already almost out. Oh, good God, look at that.
All right, so I am not taking the timing part, just taking the tensioner off. I'm getting a new tensioner. I recommend it to do that every time. But when you do this, you can get access to all the bolts. All this one, I already took this one all off. This guy right here, you have to get a flat head in there, hammer it in, and use vice grips and have someone help. So hopefully I can get everything back in without taking the timing chain back off, and then put all these back in, and they'll be Loctited. Show that process whenever I get the parts. Got the last bolt out, and we're gonna sneak this bad boy out. Set it in the junk pile. And there you can see where the gasket failed. Right there. Which, that's not, I mean, it's obviously not great, but it wasn't losing too much oil pressure, I would imagine, so this motor is probably more than fine. It does have 114,000 miles on it though, so I talked to Monsef, and we're gonna be turning down the boost, so oh well. Wait for my built motor and just run this on low horsepower for now, I guess. Alright, so I got all the new bolts in with the new gasket. I red Loctite everything because why not? And then this top guy, I had to make a custom Allen key. So I dremeled this down, sanded that down so it can fit in between that cam phaser gear. And it works perfectly. So now I just have to torque them all down to spec, which is like 10 to 14 foot-pounds or so. So I'm gonna do that and then throw the lower one on. And then Lauren is gonna scrape off all this. And so now I'm gonna put the tensioner back on and put the timing cover back on. Well, we got the gaskets going on here. Let us paint it.
Go black.
So now we're gonna put it on. And it's not gonna leak.
Careful, SpongeBob. Oh, great.
I don't know if I'm gonna wait. I did the last time and it leaked. I might just wait like 20-30 minutes. It says like wait an hour and then torque them down. So I just did finger tight for now, and then I'm going to torque them to spec after 30 minutes.
I won't hold
Bump. Set. Serve light.
Putting on the upper oil pan, because this motor was a oil drive motor, so we had to swap out oil pans. And Lauren is laying down some dimes, I guess.
That's not me. That's mine. Look how much better that looks.
It's not bad, but I'm a smear person.
I like to just lay it and then it goes. We'll see which one holds up the durability test.
All right, so today I am swapping over all the accessories. Last night I did the lower oil pan and the upper oil pan. So today I'm gonna be doing all of the accessories, swapping those over. Power steering, alternator, crankshaft, pulley, AC, all that fun stuff. And then I'll be probably putting the headers on. Sometimes they don't fit, sometimes they do. So I'll throw them on, see if it fits. If not, then I'll have to pull off one and then re-put it on afterwards. So we got to do that. How to do your oil change.
I just don't know what the fucking gasket or where this O-ring goes. I think it goes in the bottom. Doesn't that obviously kind of make sense?
All right, I got all the accessories on, the headers on, motor mounts are on, AC, power steering, alternator, power steering, AC, all the idler pulleys are on. I just have to go throughout and change my spark plugs, undo all these old guys, and then put my pilot bearing in. So I'm going to put this on the engine hoist and start undoing all these clips, and then it'll be going back in. Red Loctite. Don't want the flywheel coming off. Alright, we finally got the clutch and flywheel on. And I torqued everything down the tight. And then I got this guy on. All right, we're back the next day. Last night was kind of a pain in the ass. The pilot bearing that I put in seemed to be a little bit bigger, so I couldn't get the transmission was fighting me. It wouldn't go in, and so it just took a lot longer than I thought. So we're back the next day. We're doing the wiring harness. A lot of people say the wiring harness like scares them and stuff, but to be completely honest, it's pretty self-explanatory. All the wires really kind of go to one spot. You can't plug something in the wrong way. If you look at this and look at that, I mean, it just goes right in. If you try to use this one to that one, it doesn't work. So it's pretty self-explanatory, and it all kind of just like lands where it wants to. You kind of just lay it out and it'll all slowly fall into place. Just clips. So they're only long enough to where they can go. So it's a lot easier than you think. All right, we got everything on. The supercharger is on, mounted. Intake, breather tubes. The fuel lines are back on. All the transmission stuff is good to go. So now I'm going to throw on the core support. I'm gonna power wash it first and then throw it on and throw oil on it. Power steering, coolant, and give it a first start. All right, we got everything on. Supercharger, intercooler, all the piping. We're all good. I'm going to be putting the oil in now, and I need to put the exhaust on still. There's a few other little things that I need to do, but I want to get the first start before I finalize everything. I gotta bleed the power steering and whatnot, and then there's just some other little stuff that I gotta do. So it's like the whiz one.